Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. I feel like we need to have a song for this.
Yeah.
Like, we have to make up a song like, here are the sisters without their misters or their female friends. Da, 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 dee, dee, dee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello from Tarot.
Here are the sisters who create blisters from so many card shufflings.
I need my son to work on it. Tell him, okay, you gotta,
we have to work on it.
Sisters,
All right.
music for us.
All right.
We'll work on it. We'll get it. We'll get our own little song eventually.
I can write a limerick about it.
There you go. That's right. Well, hello, everybody. And I think everybody just needs to smile and be happy today. It's been a tough one for some of us and probably you. And so I'm happy to be here with my sisters today. And everybody knows Marina from Heart Centered Tarot. And beside Marina is our Shari from Voices from the Swamp, or AKA Swampy, as some people call her. And then we have Miss Sharon from Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot.
I'm house sitting again.
Yes.
I'm house sitting
again.
And we have Val
in the corner. That's all right. We have Val in the corner with her dragonflies. And we're glad to have her here too. Dragonfly.
I have a dragonfly
tattoo. Yeah. And next level channeling. Yep. So thank you. I just did get something that said Facebook streaming isn't working today. So I don't know if any of you had put Facebook on here. But okay. I find that I have more problems when I do that than not. Yeah.
All right. I mean, I have a Facebook account and I'll go check on things and I'll post things over there, but
yeah, but you don't stream it. You don't stream it.
Anything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we have our Marby here today, and we have Shaw Woman also here. It's nice to see you, Shaw Woman. We have Cat Mama Meowdy. Yes, and we have Vixen Doe. I like that one. Yeah, that's a cool one. You know, it's funny. I have a student and in a new class I'm teaching, and you know, I don't really want to say her name, but it's a gemstone, and the last name is Light. So she said it's very
oh my
cool.
gosh,
it's very cool. Yeah. She has like a gemstone. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Hi, Jess. It is cool. Samantha is here. Barbara is here.
And Craig
is here. And Randy Gardner, Carolyn Booker. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here
Ross in there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did I miss some people, ladies?
Delphi, look up a few from where you're at. There's a Delphi Ross.
Oh, Delphi Ross. Hi, Delphi.
Hello.
Lisa, Scorpio Mama, Snow Wolf. Wow, we've got lots of folks here today. Thank you all for being here today. It's so nice to have you. All right. So as you know, we all get a chance to choose what we'd like to talk about. And so for this particular show, I was in charge of picking something, and I picked forgiveness because I feel like we can never not have enough reminders of how forgiveness works. I remember that hearing that there are actually 3 important things to say when you're forgiving. And I know there's that Ho'oponopono prayer, which is another thing that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
But this one was, I am sorry, please forgive me. What can I do to make it better? A lot of people don't say the third thing. I think it's really hard for us, at least for me. It was really hard when I have offered an apology to somebody and they won't forgive me. You know, they absolutely, you know, it's like, nope, sorry. Or they just ghost me or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And you never really know what you've done wrong. So I have to take that and put that into my ritual to forgive them anyway. And so I forgive myself and I forgive them at the same time.
Right.
And I do think that that's something that, you know, is important, along with, and everybody knows that Ho'oponopono prayer, which is, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And that's the last one I think is the hardest, Because a lot of times we're not really invested in telling someone, at least if it was face to face, that you love them if they've hurt you badly. So I'd be interested to hear what you have to say, my sisters. So I'm going to turn this over to Marina for her take on it. Yep, that's true, Randy.
Yeah, you know what? I think one of the questions that you had posed to us was, what do you do if someone doesn't accept your apology?
Right.
And I really had to think about that because I've been lucky enough that I haven't run across that.
Good.
Or someone has said no, whatever. And I think for forgiveness, I think it has a lot to do with us more than the other person. I think if we realize, we have done something wrong and we apologize and we say, look, I'm sorry, and it's coming from the heart. The we apologize to the other person to acknowledge to them that we recognize that we have somehow hurt them in some way. But forgiveness, that falls on me. I have to forgive myself in whatever that might have been. And if the other person, if they don't want to, forgive, I'm okay with that, because I think it's upon me to forgive myself. Right? Not so much. Yeah. If that makes any sense. And guys, if I'm not making any sense.
No, you are, Marina.
Yeah,
you are. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I agree. Craig says that he forgives after the hostilities are over. It's funny when I remember Richard Gere after 9/11 got up and said, we have to forgive these people. And it wasn't the right time to say it. It was too soon. So I think that matters as well. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marina. I didn't want to butt in.
No. I was done. I was done. I'm going to be quiet now.
You can still talk. Sherry, you just gave Sherry your cough. That wasn't very nice.
Oh, I've had this sinus postnasal drip for like a week and a half, and it just won't stop. This is a hard one because it's almost like a form of shadow work, because you have to go in and really look at yourself and what it is. There have been a couple of people in my lifetime that when I realized I hurt them and apologized, they refused to accept my apology and refused any further communication. And that was difficult because you feel like you're being denied the ability to make it up to them. And it just takes time before it took me. With one person, she was probably my closest friend since we were like 9 years old. And she did something that greatly hurt me. And we kind of separated, not speaking it was not pretty. And probably a good 10 or 15 years went by. And during that time, I had finally come to it myself that, I had to just forgive her, or it was just going to continue to eat me up on the inside. It was poisoning me. It didn't affect her. She didn't even live in the same state as I did. And it had been about 15 years when I found out that she had actually married one of my buddies from high school. And we had a reunion coming up. And so he made it his goal to find me to make sure I went to the reunion. And when he did, that's when I found out they had gotten married, blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, she said she would really like to talk to you, but she said you'd probably never speak to her again because she did something really bad to you. And it was in that moment that I knew I could either accept it at that point and go forward, or I could just put the dagger back in the heart on both of us. And I said, no. I said, I'll talk to her. I said, there's. And the first thing she said when we got on the phone together a little later was, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, stop. I said, forgiveness was years ago. You have nothing to apologize for anymore. I said, we just go forward from here.
Yeah.
And it was very healing.
Sure.
Not just for her, but it was very healing for me to know that I was able to release that and let it release on her, because she had been carrying it around with her all those years as well, and yeah, it's like, hating them is you drinking poison waiting for them to die. It doesn't happen that
That's
way.
right. Yeah.
And then on the reverse, there have been times when I've done something that hurt someone and have tried to apologize, and even if they say, okay, apology accepted, there's still like a barrier almost there that you can kind of feel.
Yeah.
And there's
it's not
been a
quite
couple
the
of people.
Same. The relationship is never quite the same. True.
Never quite the same. That's right.
Yep.
And there's been a couple of people that just flat out refused to accept an apology, refused to discuss, to even talk to me or acknowledge me after that point. And that was hard to have to process through, that I have to just let that go, or it's going to eat me alive,
Understood.
And it's a difficult thing, because when I started doing a little shadow work, that's when I started dealing with some of this stuff. And it can be hard to not just to forgive, but then to forgive yourself, whether if they accept it or not, that you overstepped your bounds and did something, and it's not an easy thing to do, and it can sometimes take a lot of years to get there.
Yeah. I think it's even harder when it's a family member.
Yeah.
It's really,
or someone
really
as close as a family member.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Shari. Sharon, what would you like to say, dear? You got to turn your mic on. Thanks, Delphi, for your comment. I so agree. I love all your comments that you're making. Thank you. You up, Sharon?
Yeah, I just want to, somebody said here, or Shari, who said it was hard to forgive people that are close to you and to love you, and love you? I got some quotes here. Fred Rogers.
Oh, okay.
Fred Rogers said, forgiveness is a strange thing. It can sometimes be easier to forgive our enemies than our friends. It can be the hardest of all to forgive people we love. And I think you guys have heard this a few times, but it's worth, I think, repeating. About 11 hours, well, that's okay, 11 years after my husband and I separated and divorced, like he didn't speak to me for those 11 years. Whereas my kids, my daughters, I'd always ask them, I said, how's your dad? I always kept it positive. And he said awful things about me. But anyways, he was hurting. That's why. So 11 years, a snowstorm brings us together. And we ended up.
It's like a soap opera.
Exactly. And so we ended up talking for 3.5 hours. And soon into it, very soon into it, I looked at him and said, I am really sorry. I didn't embellish it with, but you were a asshat.
Yeah, right.
Or qualified. I just said that right out. And he nodded his head. And he said, I am really sorry too.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And it just cleared all that
Didn't it take the
energy
burden off? Yeah.
It just took it away. And and he's one of my closest friends. He's my best friend. And I'm his sounding board because no one gets him. I do.
Yeah.
But that was a huge thing.
Absolutely.
Huge thing.
Yeah.
Here's another quote from Alan Paton. I haven't heard of this person, but when a deep injury is done to us, we never recover until we forgive.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true. Because it is. It's like a poison. It's like a. It stays with us, and we're hurting ourselves. The other person is walking free, so to speak. But if you forgive them, it takes that walk differently. So. Wow.
Oh yeah, it just changes the energy. Even if you can't get together to say you forgive or whatever, just you saying to spirit, I forgive this person, frees you.
Frees you up. That's true.
Absolutely. And my last quote here is from Martin Luther King Jr. He says, we must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love.
Very nice.
Yeah. I find the hardest, and I'm going through this right now, because ladies, I've been having dreams I think since the last eclipse or whatever, this crazy period we're in.
We're in a crazy period, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I have dreams of I'm having to go through all this stuff and prune, get rid of it. So just many versions on that theme. Another one was, it obviously was about my fears. I was at my grandfather's house, and I was looking up, and somehow I could see, it was night, and there were all these kind of drones or little rockets or something, and they were dropping. They were bombs, right? So I went, oh, don't drop on me, don't drop on me, and I'm just so terrified. And then the dream changed, and I was in, I guess what was my home, it was a big home, and through the skylight, one of these bombs came through the skylight, broke through, and on the floor, and it just gave a little, like a little bit of flame. That was it. Like, oh.
Sounds like you're having a tower moment, Sharon.
Yes, I am. I am. Definitely, I am. And so what the message was, you're so afraid of these fears. Like if it actually happened to you, it's going to be nothing but. I'm definitely going through that. I'm being raked through the coals. Like my dreams, I'm just, holy smokes. And it's just, anyways, what I'm getting to is the big lesson here is to forgive myself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah. So is anybody else going through crazy dreams like that?
I've had a lot of crazy dreams. I don't remember them all, but I'm so busy. Oh my God. Just like you throwing stuff away. I think it's just us lightening our load.
Exactly.
I have never remembered my dreams until the past month. And suddenly when I wake up in the morning, I remember my dreams. Not for long, just for like a minute or two, and then they're gone, and I can't pull it back. It's like by the time I stumble to get to paper and a pen, they're gone. But that first minute or two, they're still with me. And I never had that before. So that's something new for me that's just started happening.
Well, I have my red book, and I scribble it down.
Yeah.
So Shaw Woman said the same thing. She's been having strange dreams, but can't wake up. Or I wake up and struggle to remember, but can't.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the pilot here in Washington State who tried to jack the plane? He was in the cockpit, and he said he thought he was dreaming and that he was going to pull on these things,
I told my husband, Allie, I said, I get into his energy, and it's like there was no forced thought. He just did it.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a reflex of something type. There wasn't any premeditation of, I'm going to come and do this. No.
But he also was on psychedelic mushrooms. They said.
Yeah. It wasn't, I believe him that he thought he was just, Yeah. Isn't that something?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, go ahead and talk about your thing here.
Oh, okay. So,
Sharon.
So there were many times in my life, especially with my first husband, where, I mean, I've never been apologized to by any of these people. It wasn't about that. This is years later when you're realizing that your heart, to open it up and to feel safe in the world and to take responsibility for all of your own actions in your life, to take responsibility for being a partner in a relationship. That means that taking responsibility for not setting your boundaries well or not leaving when it was time. It's all those things encompass your responsibility in a relationship, whether it's a friend, a spouse, or whomever it is. So later, when you're able to digest it all after you get over the trauma of divorce or whatever it may be, you realize that you need to forgive yourself and that other person. So it's the component is together. Both parts have to happen. And if you can't be with that other person saying it, which in my case I could not, because he would not receive it, because he did not take responsibility for anything. Therefore, I am some bad person. So, so you just
you married to my ex-husband? Oh,
yeah. So you just have to put that person in front of you. And envision them, and you have the conversation, saying deeply from my heart, I forgive you for everything that ever took place, any hurts, real or imagined. I forgive you from the bottom of my heart, and I release you to your highest good. Thank you for everything. And then you turn around to yourself and say, I forgive you. I forgive you for, anything that you have gone through in this, because for not setting your boundaries, for X, Y, Z, it doesn't matter. You don't have to name that. You just say you forgive yourself for that. So that's how you do it when you're not with someone anymore. And
or they're passed on the other side or something.
If they're on the other side, if there's no way to contact them, it doesn't matter. You can do this anytime with anyone. And then what it does is that your heart to open up, to feel safe in a relationship again. Your heart suddenly clears to allow other people in to that space with you, to be in whether it's your friends, your neighbors, your loved one, whomever it is, you're able to allow that love in, and that's what forgiveness does for yourself. It's so powerful. One of the most powerful things you can do. So
I had a situation where I had a relative and the relative molested my daughter when she was 7. And she didn't remember it until she was 14. But of course, she probably carried it that whole time, but she didn't remember it. And she had to go through, forgiveness in order to move on with her life. And, we had to put the anger beside us, and we had to, and then she had to come face to face with him at a funeral.
Oh, man.
And she reached out and gave him a hug. And to me, that was the most beautiful example of forgiveness, because it was just a horrible situation for her for all those years. And she was probably about 32 or 3 when it happened, when she did that.
When she did that.
And he passed 2 years later. He was only 39 years old. So
I'm getting the chills. And she really owned her own power.
She owned it.
She did that. She owned it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a healing moment, a trance for him.
Yeah. For him as well. Yes.
Too.
That's the way I felt too. And I've never been more proud of anybody in my life.
Than absolutely.
Doing that, because that's really, really difficult. It is. I know people have forgiven people in jail that have killed part of their family. Those people, I just admire them so much.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I agree.
You can forgive them, but you may not forget. You're not going to forget it, and you don't have to forget it.
And it's not asking you to forget. You need to maintain the wisdom or lessons learned throughout all this. And, nobody wants to lose a loved one.
Right.
And, but it's going to eat you alive if you keep this in your heart. It's just like Beth Holloway, Johan Vandersloot just admitted, yeah, I killed her. So
finally. Jeez.
Yeah. So now Beth Holloway's like, okay, I'm okay now. I can put it, it's done.
Yeah.
That's all. It wasn't closure, but it was the final ending. She got to know for sure.
She got something out. Yeah.
She got something out of it, and she didn't need him punished for that. He's already in prison. So
I think a lot of people mistake or have the mistaken idea that there are some things that are unforgivable, and if I forgive that, it means I'm okay with what happened.
Right.
And that's not the case at all. You can still you can still, well, I want to say you can still hold resentment, but no, that's not the case. When you forgive, you should be able to release that resentment. But you're still aware of the wrong that was done.
Absolutely.
You're just not concentrating on it. You're saying, okay, I've moved past it.
I'm not going to wallow in that for the rest of my
you're
life.
not. I mean, those are lessons that those people went through together. Even though we are going through human trauma over it on the 3D level, these people are contracted to have X, Y, and Z happen. If you just look at it as an event that is a learning experience. And so you have to take a step back and go, oh, that's what happened for them. That's what they had on their schedule to happen.
Soul contract. Yep.
Yeah. So
exactly.
Yeah. Forgiveness is a miracle, and create more miracles, even under horror. Absolutely, Mary. Thank you.
That's right.
Beautifully said.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I agree with Randy. Had said in the beginning, I am enough, and we are enough. And sometimes I don't even think we realize that we need to forgive ourselves. We just, we've battled with whatever it was for so long. We're almost like a battering ram. But at the same time, once it's completed, you feel lighter. You feel like you can move forward, or you can do it.
You feel like you released a huge burden from you when you finally turn around and go, you don't even realize that you played a part in whatever. I mean, maybe it won't seem like it, but you did in many ways. So to take that back and say, you know what, I'm still okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I learned these lessons and I'm good. That's what you're saying to the universe, and you're letting go of resentments and burdens and everything. And you're lightening your load and you're moving forward. You're not holding on to that energy anymore. And that really propels you forward to receive more gifts and things happening in your life. Yeah.
When I
very true.
When I think about forgiveness and in relationship, a close relationship, it's very, very difficult at times. But we have, if you're in the relationship, you are one person in the relationship, and they are one, or whatever, how many ever. And we all have some responsibility, like you said, Val, and I agree with that. We all have some responsibility. The person didn't do everything. In other words, we may not like that.
With your daughter's situation with the relative, that is something that she came in to go through, because you know what? She's probably doing work in some way, shape, or form in the astral with people who went through that trauma. Some way she is healing humanity from that. But it was not something that she made happen. That really was a contracted event. So that's an instance where
she's now a therapist, and she works with.
There you are.
Grief patient.
Living proof. She is doing beautiful work to reverse and heal all that transpired for others. And this is what a soul contract is to propel you toward. When it's an event that is a trauma like that, she turned it into a beautiful godsend, a gift to humanity.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't do better than that. That is just
No, you can't.
phenomenal. Yeah. I'm really proud of her. I like the Bewitch says, Val, first in that scenario, can I spank his face?
I love how she said spank his face.
I know.
I haven't been able to forgive him for putting me in this flipping wheelchair, but I didn't forgive me. You've forgiven him, but didn't forgive me.
Yes, and you have to do that book. Yeah,
you haven't forgiven him, and you haven't forgiven yourself.
Craig's right. Yeah. Forgiveness is for you, not them.
Yeah, it really is for you. Even when you're saying you forgive them, it's for you. And then when you forgive you, it's super for you. So it's a two-parter. And it's not for them.
Right. No, it's not.
The whole thing is for you.
No, don't worry about, don't worry that you're being wimpy or something.
They don't have to be in the same room with you or hear you. You do it for you.
Yeah.
Or in my case, you forgive somebody that's 4 states away that you don't think you'll probably ever see again. But it was a matter of, I had to let that go in order for me to heal from that hurt. You know,
you're right, Shari.
Yeah. Because that's standing in the way of you feeling free and living a beautiful life.
Yeah. I know my ex-husband is 2 years ago, Canadian Thanksgiving. Actually, the incident happened before that happened in the summer. What he'd done was he'd gone over to Vancouver, so he has to take a ferry and everything. And he thought he was helping a friend build something on their sailboat. He thought he'd be, bunking, sleeping on one of the bunks, right? Well, it turns out there wasn't room. There was stuff stored on the other bunk. Anyways, he couldn't stay in the sailboat. So what he did was he took his little bag and knock on my daughter's door. But I mean, he didn't warn her. He just knock on the door, expecting to stay, 2 or 3 nights. And thinking she'd just gone through, her sister had been visiting and she'd gone through a week of visitors, that kind of thing. And she was just, I got the place to myself, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not that feeling.
I know, not that,
That's a rule in my family. Call first, please.
You have
exactly. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
So anyways, he stayed. So that was the summer. Then it comes fast forward to 2 years ago at Thanksgiving dinner. We're all on this table that I'm at right now. We're doing a big puzzle, and, great, and talking, and something came up, and my daughter says, she starts to giggle and says, yeah, just next time, Dad, call me before. Yeah. She slipped in. Yeah. Well, we didn't take that very well. We didn't know, but I noticed him getting very quiet. Then he went back to his place. And I'm house sitting at this incredible oceanfront home. The kitchen is to die for. Anyways, so he goes back. And he phones me in the morning. And he says, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, well.
And I know. And he tells me the situation. I'm going, well, he hasn't spoken to my daughter for 2 years.
Oh, 2 years over that? Oh,
there's a lot of that going around, Sharon. And he'll come to a point. There'll be something that will happen.
I hope so, because my daughter's just, has, well, I shouldn't say, she has talked to him, but I guess mostly because he won't pick up her calls. So by email, she has apologized. She's tried everything. And she loves her dad, and she's just really, but so no, I know it's tearing him apart. He's got to.
He's got to forgive.
He's got to forgive.
She didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't.
No, she didn't.
I do not see a thing there to forgive. And to coddle him because of his attitude. He needs an attitude adjustment.
Oh,
He
he
does.
does. He does.
I'm
I've
just going to
tried.
say it out there. This is my take on it.
Absolutely, he needs
He
that
needs to
attitude.
become mature
For
and not
him, and it was he explained accumulation of things. Like he was saying, it seems like I can't say anything right, but
Yeah, he
around
needs
about his
he
daughters,
needs-
right? It's an accumulation of things, and that was the
Yeah.
straw for him. But he didn't explain that to
Yeah.
my daughter.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
get over
Get
yourself.
over it.
Yeah,
Really?
All right,
get over
get
it.
over it.
Yeah.
Get
Get
mature.
over it, princess.
You're a child. You
Mhm.
should be a mature
No,
one.
I know it. I've had to let go of it because it's just tearing me apart.
Yes, please do, because it isn't
Yeah.
yours to carry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We have some questions that were in the
Oh.
chat, and that
Okay.
we've got to get to. So Mary Thornberry, here we are, Mary. Marina forgot to bring it last week, so we're doing you first this week. Her dog Happy was born in April/May of 22. Happiest dog I've ever had. Basically was born with animals. My question is, did he happen just to be born with great astrology? And if this is so, do we have little humans born at the same time that are just as happy as my dog? I love this question, Mary, because if we have little souls that are much joy, they will be spreading the vibe through their lives. If so, the world is
What was the date again? What was the date?
April, May of 22. Yeah. April, May. So it could be a Taurus, could be a Gemini, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how dogs are so very different. I love you named him Happy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do little humans born at the same time, are they just as happy as my dog? That's the question she's asking, I guess. I think with humans that it's more about what the soul contract might be. But, you know, I love it, Mary. I love that you have that little dog like that. That's wonderful. All right. So what I got was, don't live the stories of others, write your own, creativity and adventure, and find your genius. And that's what Happy did. Happy said, you know, I'm back down here reincarnated as a little doggy, and I'm going to write my own story, and I am going to be a creative little happy critter. So that's what I get. Marina?
And I'm pulling from the Energy Oracle deck, and I got first chakra, the root chakra. So I think that, and Archangel Michael on there. So I think that the souls that are coming in now are so much more advanced when it comes to spirituality. They are coming in with the knowing of what it takes for them to feel safe, secure, settled. They're not nearly as kind of up in the air as a lot of us are. So I think that, the souls that are coming in are
more grounded,
are very, very grounded. They know what their job is.
That's cool, Marina. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shari.
Well, I've got my new oracle.
Oh, look at that. Divine dog.
Divine dog. How perfect is that, right? First question is a dog question.
Yeah.
And the card I pulled is resistance. What we resist persists. And what it says about this is that resistance can be a good warning sign for when you're ready for a change. Part of you may be subconsciously looking for some change, and the resistance can be that you don't want to shake things up. You don't want to move things around. Leave everything just as it is, even though somewhere inside of you you're not happy in that place. And so it's part of letting go of that resistance is it shows you, it can open the door to your inner thoughts and desires and where you want to go in your life. But you have to be willing to let go of that resistance to try something new.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Wonderful. All right, Sharon.
I got the star card.
Oh,
Nice.
so must be good stars for everybody
I-
born at
I-
that time.
I think so. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and also, was it you, Marina, that said about children that are being born at this time, or bring it? Yeah. Well, I took
Yeah.
got another card from another deck, and yeah, they're here to lead.
Mhm.
This one says lead.
Wow.
So interesting. Well,
Fabulous.
I laughed when I got the star. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
perfect card.
it is.
Yeah.
Val?
So I pulled a card, first of all, about Happy being the happiest dog, which I mean, before I even pull a card, to me, all dogs are unbelievably loving like that are just the sweetest things.
True that.
So, and at the same time, this unrequited love card of past lives shows me that that dog is here to heal all the past traumas in this lifetime and in other lifetimes of all the times you felt betrayed or anyone who comes in contact with him. This is what the balm of his love will do for everyone. And
I had that hit too. I got the same thing.
this is a really big job that Happy is here to do. And his energy is so loving and transformational. So it's a beautiful,
That's lucky.
beautiful energy. And
That's lucky.
as to the souls who are coming in now, same kind of thing. They're coming in with these big hearts, soul connected, ready to embrace the world and do what they can to keep the connection with all humanity moving forward in a positive way.
Yeah.
So embracing everyone, embracing the earth. So that's beautiful.
Thanks for the question, Mary. I will be very interested if we meet some people at some point that are a little older, that were born in that time frame, and see what kind of energy they carry. But I bet it's right. I bet Del's exactly right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we the next question we have is from Patty Fitzgerald. She wonders if her husband's hip will be okay.
It feels really good.
Are you feeling his hip?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on to the hip. Yeah, no, it does. It feels good. I will pull a card, but I don't think action. Yeah. It is going to be okay, and he's going to be able to his mobility is certainly going to improve. Yeah. Hello, Gerald.
You're welcome, Mary.
He's listening whilst avoiding washing dishes. I'm an after my own heart.
Shari, do you have an answer for Patty's husband?
The first thing I heard in my head was, he's going to be fine. It just may take a little longer than normal. And then of course that goes back to just the common sense of, well, is he doing the therapy exercises the doctor's got him doing, and is he taking the medication he's been given to help ease it along as he's getting better at it. But I also drew a 3 of Pentacles for him, and it's a teamwork effort. It's a collaboration. She's got to be willing to get in there with him and help him do the things that he needs to get done in order to get better. It's not something he's going to have to do on his own. She's going to have to get in there and help him with it.
Okay.
And I think that if she shows the enthusiasm of him getting better, it'll make it easier for him to follow all the steps that he's been told to do to get better.
Okay. I'm just going to sneak in with the Fool, finding hidden treasures in unexpected places. I think that this experience for him is there's something positive that will come out of it. That's what I'm feeling.
I mirror you, Allie. That's what my card says, the same thing.
Yep. Same thing. Oh, wow. Yep. Okay. Thanks, Val. Yep. Sharon?
I drew the card from my own deck of patience. Yes, it'll be fine, but as Shari said, it's going to take longer than he thinks, and he has to be patient. And so that's the gift. He will learn patience.
I think so.
Right.
We wish him well, Patty. I hope he's doing better and will continue to heal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the next one we have is Lalima, and she says, could I get a read on my connection with Nikhil? What was the purpose behind it? Okay.
Is Nikhil a name of someone?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, wow. I get reason is powerless in the face of love, romance, connection, and listen to your heart. Wow. I think that was the purpose behind it. I don't know. I'm going to say it was an attempt to connect. So, Marina?
I get adjacent possibilities. So this is the purpose behind it was to show you that there are other things to look at. I can't help but pay attention to the different doors that are there. So the thing is that there are more things to look at. There are more doors that need to be opened and examined. So I think that was the purpose, was to show you that there are other. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pulled the prison waif.
Oh.
And it says on here, self-sabotage, poverty consciousness. So it's making me wonder if part of the lesson you were to learn with this connection with Nikhil was to not continually self-sabotage yourself. You know, that perhaps that's a step that you've done in other relationships. I mean, I don't know. I don't know you well enough to know that. But it just feels to me like it's like this relationship was used to help show you that self-sabotage is not the way to go. You've got to learn to just deal with the relationship on what it's about and not try to sabotage it without realizing that that's what you're doing. I think is the real feeling I get.
All right. Val?
Okay, so I got magic stream. And this is really about everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness. So there's always a reason why you're connected to someone, you're with them. There's a beginning, middle, and an end. Yeah. And so examine what that is. And you have to go inward to discover that yourself. Because that's what this is about, the magic stream.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Sharon?
I got the 9 of Cups, and I think he's the person to show you, you know, that you can get what you desire. There are opportunities there. But I was compelled to draw another card. He's showing you how you can do this. But here's the Death card. But you have to let go of the outcome.
Yes. It's always important. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We have one more question, and it's a great one because it's pulling a card for the collective, which is thank you, Jules Niner. I do want to mention a few things. We don't take questions in the chat. Marina posted that on her channel, but just so you know, we all have a link on our community page. You can post your question and we'll bring it to our show. And it's also would be kind of you also to go and like and subscribe to these lovely ladies' channels, Heart Scented Tarot, Voices from the Swamp, Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot, and Dragonfly Crystals.
Yes.
And me, Heart and Soul Connected, and because we appreciate you. So
absolutely
for you. I'm going to let Marina go first because she has to go. Actually,
I have to go. All right, and card for the collective. Oh, interesting. Okay, and I did shuffle quite a few times. I got the first chakra and Archangel Michael again. So for the next little while, make sure that you're grounded. Make sure that you use your discernment in terms of the information that you are picking up, and especially the information that you are sharing with other people. Use your better judgment and question why the information that others want to share with you, what is their motive behind sharing that information? So be grounded, and yeah, take care of your basic needs, and yeah, that's it. That's what I got.
Thanks, Marina. Shari, what would you like to tell the collective?
Okay, well, I pulled the Eagle King, which is the big picture, angelic help. And this is a sign that our highest destiny is within reach. We're on the right path, even if we can't see where we're going. The Eagle King soars high above the mountains and valleys of life and is able to see the big picture. And that when we seem to be lost in a bit of fog or just turned around, he takes your prayers up towards the sun and releases them to the divine.
Beautiful.
And that way they can be answered. So it's just to remember that even when we can't see the forest for the trees, it's sometimes helps to take that step back and take in the bigger overall picture of what it is that's happening to help us work our way through it.
Wonderful. Yep.
Okay, gotta run.
All right, Marina.
Much
God
love,
bless you all.
Bye. Take care.
All right, Val.
Okay, so I got a Akashic Stargate, and that is beautiful. Those mirrors are different pathways you can take. And it says, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path.
Oh my God.
So
I got the same kind of message.
Like
oh my God, really? We're in sync.
Oh God, I'll get to it. I'll let Sharon do hers. Thank you.
Okay, I got the moon card.
Ooh.
And and that harkened back to the dreams I've been having, like bring to light the stuff that's in the shadows. And forgive yourself so that you can move on. This is moving on.
Wow.
So bring to light those things in the shadows that are zapping your spiritual energy.
That's right.
Sapping, I mean, not zapping.
Sapping, not zapping.
Yeah.
All right. So I love this card. Your heart is an ocean. Find yourself in its hidden depths. Your life journey, find your purpose, and make it your true love. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
And we all flounder around saying to ourselves, I don't know, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? You know what you have to do.
Yeah,
exactly. Your heart knows.
Your heart knows.
Love it. Love yourself and love your journey. And that's the most important thing. Yeah. All roads lead to ascension. Thank you, Randy. I love it. I love
Absolutely true.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
It was a good show. Really good.
Another successful show. And we shall see you next week when Shari, I believe, is the hostess.
Is it my turn next week?
I think so.
Let me grab my
She's
book.
going to teach us Cajun cooking tips.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, next week is me.
Next
That's
week
right.
is
I don't
Shari.
know.
All right.
all
I
right.
don't know. We'll let me think on it.
All right. You think on it. Yeah. We won't wait for the Cajun tips to come. Did you ever see the Cajun cook? Just one more once. That guy. Oh, his name was Dustin something or other. He's dead now, but yee-hoo! We're gonna put some. He was very funny.
You died into there and gonna make it go
Dead in
round.
there. That's right. And just a little bit. One more once. That's what he'd say as well.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure I've caught him once or twice.
Yes, he's kind of Justin Wilson, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's passed now.
In a
Oh.
very
Thanks,
put
everybody.
upon Cajun accent. People down here rarely talk that.
Oh, Diana remembers him. Oh, good. See, I'm not the only one. Good. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, ladies, for all
Thank
your
you.
wisdom. Thank you for our moderators and those of you in the chat. We love you. Take
Love
care.
you guys.
All right,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.